Action. Noun. What somebody does. 1. Uncountable, the process of doing something in order to make something happen or to deal with a situation. Examples. The time has come for action if these beautiful animals are to survive. To threaten, demand, call for action. Firefighters took action immediately to stop the blaze spreading. Divers were close at hand, ready to go into action if the stunt went wrong. What is the best course of action in the circumstances? She began to explain her plan of action to the group. The men face disciplinary action. See also, affirmative action. Extra examples. Disciplinary action will be taken against students who cheat. He urged the government to take decisive action against music piracy. Is this the best course of action to follow? The government is taking strong action on refugees. The leaders have agreed on joint action to combat terrorism. The situation calls for drastic action. Unless appropriate action is taken, our sales will decline. We have to galvanize people into action. We'll take whatever action is necessary. Action against drug dealers. Her quick action saved the child's life. The Japanese government headed by Prime Minister Yoshida Shigeru began taking a hard line against labor actions. They called off their action at 7:40 a.m. after the meeting was arranged. Unions said the action could be suspended early on Friday if talks between the two sides resumed. At the pit level there were activists linked together who could coordinate action even if some of those at the top of the union wanted to hold it back. 2. Countable, a thing that somebody does. Examples. Each of us must take responsibility for our own actions. They sought to justify their actions. Synonyms. Action, measure, step, act, move. These are all words for a thing that somebody does. Action, a thing that somebody does. Example. Can you explain your actions? Measure, an official action that is done in order to achieve a particular aim. Example. Tougher measures against racism are needed. Step, one of a series of things that you do in order to achieve something. Example. This was a first step towards a united Europe. Act, a thing that somebody does. Example. An act of kindness. Action or act. These two words have the same meaning but are used in different patterns. An act is usually followed by of and, or used with an adjective. Action is not usually used with of but is often used with his, her, etc. A heroic act of bravery, a heroic action of bravery, his heroic actions, acts during the war. Action often combines with take but act does not. We shall take whatever acts are necessary. Move. Used especially in the media, an action that you do or need to do to achieve something. Example. They are waiting for the results of the opinion polls before deciding their next move. Patterns. To take action, measures, steps. To make a step, move. A heroic, brave, daring action, step, act, move. Word finder. Action, approach, attitude, behavior, conform, eccentric, etiquette, habit, manners, morality. Extra examples. There can be no excuse for these actions. We shall take whatever actions are necessary. Only the priest can perform these actions. Stopping work. 3. Uncountable, countable, things that workers do, especially stopping work, to protest to their employers about something. Examples. Workers voted in favor of strike action. They called off their action at 7:40 a.m. after the meeting was arranged. Unions said the action could be suspended early on Friday if talks between the two sides resumed. The government began taking a hard line against labor actions. See also, direct action, job action, industrial action. Legal process. 4. Countable, uncountable, a legal process to stop a person or company from doing something, or to make them pay for a mistake, etc. Example. A libel action is being brought against the magazine that published the article. Action against somebody, something. Example. He is considering taking legal action against the hospital. See also, class action, legal action. Extra examples. I considered taking legal action. Her husband brought a civil action against her after the divorce. They took out a libel action against the newspaper's owners. In war. 5. Uncountable, fighting in a battle or war. Examples. The possibility of taking military action has not been ruled out. I never saw action during the war. In action. Soldiers killed in action. Extra examples. He was killed during enemy action. He was reported missing in action. Paramilitary covert action teams working overseas. In story, play. 6. Uncountable, the events in a story, play, etc. Example. The action takes place in France. See also, live action, live action. Exciting events. 7. Uncountable, exciting events. Examples. I like films with plenty of action. New York is where the action is. If you want to know where all the action is around here, just ask Joe. Effect. 8. Uncountable, action of something, on something, the effect that something such as a chemical has on something. Examples. Vitamin D can be made in the body by the action of sunlight on the skin. The action of the rushing water cleans the gully. Of part of the body. 9. Uncountable, countable, specialist, the way a part of the body moves or functions. Example. A study of the action of the liver. Of machine. 10. Singular, the mechanical parts of a piano, gun, clock, etc. or the way the parts move. See also, bolt action, double action, pump action. Word origin, Late Middle English, via Old French from Latin actio, n, from a gear, de, act. Idioms, actions speak louder than words. Saying, what a person actually does means more than what they say they will do. In action. If somebody, something is in action, they are doing the activity or work that is typical for them. Examples. Just press the button to see your favorite character in action. I've yet to see all the players in action. I have not yet seen the machines in action. Into action. If you put an idea or a plan into action, you start making it happen or work. Examples. The new plan for traffic control is being put into action on an experimental basis. We need to put these ideas into action. Out of action. Not able to work or be used because of injury or damage. Examples. John will be out of action for weeks with a broken leg. The photocopier is out of action today. He is out of action following an ankle injury. A piece, slice of the action. Informal, a share or role in an interesting or exciting activity, especially one that makes money. Example. Foreign firms will all want a piece of the action if the new airport goes ahead. Spring into action, spring into, to life. Of a person, machine, etc., to suddenly start working or doing something. Examples. Let's go, he said, springing into action. The town springs to life, becomes busy, during the carnival. Swing into action. To start doing something quickly and with a lot of energy. Examples. The ambulance crew swung into action to resuscitate the patient. The rescue operation swung into action immediately. The emergency services swung into action as soon as the disaster was reported. Take evasive action. To act in order to avoid danger or an unpleasant situation. Example. The pilot had to take evasive action to avoid a mid-air collision.